one day I legit got notifications about like casting for Power. So I applied. And that was actually the first set I've ever been on professionally. And then I was like, okay, now we talking. Always come prepared no matter what. Like, practice legit makes perfect. It has to feel genuine. Take real stuff. All these TV shows, all these movies that we watch, someone invokes emotion into you. Why? Because that person's really good at making it genuine. It don't matter who you are, what you are, where you went, where you from. We get to see how you made it through that. And that's beautiful, beautiful.
You are now tuned into the Creators Edition.
And welcome back to the Creators Edition, where real creativity meets real life strategy. Today is a very special. How can I even call this? This is what I would like to call the active spotlight. I think that we've been talking about film a lot, and we've been gearing up for this moment. Essentially, what we're about to do in real life, we're about to actually start marketing for 435, and I think it's very important to actually get the people that was actually in it to actually speak about it, instead of just me speaking about it. And I think I'm gonna do something a little bit different this time, where I'm gonna actually be the one interviewing them, and I really want to get their like knowledge and just how they felt when they was on set, how they feel when they're on different sets, and really just giving them their flowers as actors. I think that we don't have to wait for the Oscar moment in order for you to give somebody their flowers. I think we could do it, even when we're still building up to get to the next point. So, I wrote this out last night, what I'm saying? I actually went on your IMDb, because I had to make sure I gave you because you've done work.
Yeah.
You my dog. You've been my dog for the past 10 years, and I had to look at the IMDb and just be like, damn, he's been working, So today we're sitting down with actor, director, and producer Dustin Mooney Jr., a rising talent whose work continues to make waves across independent films and music visuals. Dustin has appeared in multiple projects, including Heart of a Sun, Queen of Hearts, Professor Black Tech, and most recently the upcoming Nas and DJ premiere Get Ready music video. That's dope.
That's on there?
It's
wow.
You know what I'm saying? I did my research.
I didn't even know that was on there. Wow. Okay.
But Dustin isn't just in front of the camera. He's also stepping behind it, directing and producing a TV series. Well, soon get on TV, Unexpected Love. In 435, Dustin takes on the role of James Charles, a young athlete from the inner city chasing his football dreams, only to face a life-altering injury that forces him into a journey of identity, depression, and self-discovery. So today we're going to talk to Dustin about his journey, his craft, and then we're going to watch a scene from 435 and get a reaction. So here's Dustin Mooney Jr.
Hey man, that was I want to
good?
that was great.
Okay,
I want to applaud you on that.
You know what I'm saying? I did some time. I took some time last night to make sure.
I didn't. Now I have to go on my IMDb and see what else I got on there. Like
yes,
I do. Even before we get into it, for those that are watching that are actors, whether you're already established, aspiring, coming up, or whatever the case may be, and obviously this is a shameless plug. Like IMDb Pro is definitely a great tool and resource to use as actors. You can literally look up anybody and everybody, whatever your favorite show is, look it up, and see who's on that show, who works on that show, your favorite actors and actresses, see who they're signed to, what agencies they have, and there's just like a lot of information on there. You do have to pay for a subscription per month, but I think it's worth it. Like even if you paid 1 month, I think it's worth it. And then also there's a thing called the Star Meter, which is basically like how popular you are. And I like to look at different people's star meters just to see like where they stand, and it's always like fluctuating no matter what. There's some days, like I remember one day I went on and it was like I was 285,000. I was like, dang. Then I went on another day and I was like 100,000. Exactly. So I was just, whoa, like what changed or what happened? But the more you get booked and the more active you are, more projects you're attached to. Even like I said, if you're an actor or actress, definitely always ask for IMDb credit as well. So that way it builds up, a demand for you.
Yeah, no. So I'm actually happy that you even went into that, because last night when I went into yours, I'm just like, wait, let me go back into mine. And I realized that my subscription wasn't even, it was no longer up. So I'm like, oh, so what happens is that your picture is gone. Like there's no more picture. And, certain things are not showing on your page.
Yes.
And for me, as if somebody came to me and asked me what's my IMDb, and I tell them that I'm a filmmaker, but I don't have an IMDb, how does that make me look?
Yeah.
It makes you look crazy, right?
Yeah, it's also like your LinkedIn, to put it in layman's terms, IMDb is your LinkedIn version for an actor.
Exactly.
And like Godwin was just saying, if you don't pay the monthly subscription, your picture, it's almost like a deactivated account. Yeah. It'll still be there though, but you can't like access the resources like I was referring to.
Exactly.
But yeah.
No, I think we should do an episode on that. No. Because I was even looking at yours, and I just like how yours look very professional, even your down to your picture. You know what I'm saying? It's very professional. When I looked at it, it's like, all right, he's serious about acting.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it screamed to me. So I wanted you to also know that as well, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I didn't know how it looked.
No. It looks good to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I wanted to book you, I would. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, great.
Even though I'm seeing you in the boxing film. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You guys swole. You know what I'm saying? But it looked like he took that seriously. You know?
I actually did have to take boxing lessons for that. So,
you just never know what actors go through in order for them to get booked. And, I just want to make sure that, in the actor spotlight, that you receive your flowers.
Thank you, man.
No problem, man. So let's get into it, right? So let's start from the beginning, So what got you into acting?
Ooh. So I feel like I go back and forth in my mind about what really started me into acting. I think it's different pivotal points in my life. I would say the very first thought was when I was a kid watching Nickelodeon, watching Kenan and Kel, watching any show like the Jamie Foxx show, Fresh Prince for sure. Like Fresh Prince was one of them, like my favorite. That was my favorite show growing up. Fresh Prince was my favorite. I was like,
for me, it was between that and Martin.
I wasn't like a big fan of Martin, but I was a big fan of Fresh Prince. And to me, I gravitated towards like Will Smith's comedic acting style. And that felt more like relative to me. So, but even watching like Kenan and Kel, I love the Wayans brothers. That's my brother and I to the T. Like, I'm Sean, he's Marlon for sure. Like he's the younger brother that likes to goof around, and I'm the serious one, and I'm funny. Like, you might not see me laughing at my own joke because I might be really serious, but I just felt like I found a piece of me in the shows that I watched. So just watching Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, I was like, man, I want to be on TV. But it's not like we had so many resources where it's like, I know exactly how to get into it. Then time went on. I would say when I was in grad school, let's say 21 years old, I started to do skits. And then at the same time, I loved watching Power. Okay. So I was like, man, you know what? I really want to be on this show, Power. I just started Googling, how do I get onto Power? And it's literally said, to be an extra on Power, you literally have to be a part of Central Casting, which is a casting company that they'll book extras. So I had to actually go in person, take a picture, I'll take like a headshot. And then they were like, all right, we're going to put you in our database. We'll send out, I don't even know if it was emails or tweets or whatever the case may be about like castings. You pretty much just apply. So I started getting some notifications, and then one day I legit got one for Power. So I applied, and that was actually the first set I've ever been on professionally. And then I was like, whoa. Okay, now we talking.
So that's like my second question. So that was like the moment where you realized that, I could do this seriously.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and the reason why this was a very pivotal point for me, and the fact that it was my first, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know who was going to be on set. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of the show, really big fan of the show. And they tell you different things when you're an extra. Do not speak to the actors. That's like number one, do not speak to the actors. You're an extra. You're not like one of the main people. There's a different section for you, whether it's crafties, which is the snack and food section that you could just go and grab anything whenever you feel like it, drinks, whatever. And then holding is pretty much just a seating area where they hold everyone that's supposed to be on set that's, let's say, an extra. So it's funny because the first day I got there, I drove to the city, I parked my car. There was nowhere to park. So I ended up parking my car. I actually stepped in poop, like dog poop. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me, because I had on Tim's. And for those that know, if you have on Tim's, you step in anything, yes, it's over. It's over. It's over. But they told me I was gonna be shooting 2 scenes and to bring like 3 different options. So I wore one and I brought like 2 sweaters or something or another shirt. And that experience with wardrobe set the tone for me as well. So I got on set, showed wardrobe. They was like, that outfit that you got on, perfect. And then this one that you got, perfect. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, right? They were like, mind you, he's telling everyone else, like, change this, change that. I'm going to give you this off the rack. Like, he just was, but with me, it was like, yo, you're perfect. So I was like, okay, cool. Went on set, did a scene in the park. I was just like walking past while Omari Hardwick and another actor, I think he was like a lawyer. This was probably like season 2 or 3. They were having like a scene in the park. So they needed extras to just walk back and forth to make it feel real.
Yeah, exactly.
So then they were like, all right, everybody back to holding. So I go back to holding and I'm just like, man, I want to eat. So they were like, yo, Crafties is around the corner. So I go around the corner and I see the guys at the truck, and they're like, I was like, yo, where's Crafties? He was like, yo, you go across the street, take the elevator, go up, and Crafties is there. I was like, you sure? Because they just told me it's around the corner. He said, yo, that's where it's at. So I said, okay. I go in there, I go upstairs, I see, as soon as I get upstairs, I see they're filming. They're filming Joseph Sikora, who plays Tommy. They're filming his scene inside his apartment that he has in the show. So I'm like, oh, this is mad cool. So they're like, I'm like, yo, I'm just here for Crafty. So they're just like, yeah, it's around the corner. So I said, okay, where they have Crafties, I'm not supposed to be here. This is literally the production's, like, the normal, like the actual actors, the lead actors, the principals. This is their Crafties. I'm not supposed to be here.
Word.
So it's me there as an extra. I don't know if they knew I was an extra or if they thought I was part of the crew or something. I don't know what they thought, but they just let me rock. So I'm sitting there, I'm eating like orange slices and stuff. I'm just like, yo, this is cool. And I'm watching like the monitors and everything, so I know what scene they're shooting. Joseph Sikora, who plays the main character, Tommy, like I said, he comes out of filming, he comes straight to Crafties. He's like, yo, what's up, man? Like, we having a full-blown conversation. I'm just like, yeah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, man, Crafties is good today, right? I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm not, but I'm also not asking for, like, any handout in this moment. I'm not, like, having a fan moment. We're just literally having a casual conversation until he had to go back. And I was like, yo, this was so funny because what is today all about? But I just learned a lot that whole day just being on set that I was like, yeah, no, this is something I really want to do. And I know for other actors out there, like me, I want to be on like TV and film and also do commercial as well. There are also actors out there that want to do nothing but theater. I did one play when I was younger and I was like, oh, this was cool. But it didn't drive me to say I wanted to be an actor. But I was probably like, I don't know, like 10 years old, 11 years old. But once I got on set, after saying like I want to be on Power, and that was my first thing, I was like, yeah, it's up from here. So ever since then, I just started, and that was probably 2016.
So let me ask you, right? So looking back at it, right, when they say, you know, of course, extras shouldn't talk to like principal actors and stuff like that. Do you think that that's a good practice to follow, or do you think that there should be more networking between? Well,
you also have to remember this is a professional setting, work setting. So a lot of people are method actors.
Oh yeah.
So you don't want to have.
Can you explain what method acting?
Okay, so method acting is pretty much. I'm trying to think of a good example, but method acting is pretty much someone that gets into the character and they stay in that character.
So think of Denzel
in Training Day. So Denzel isn't a cop. He never been a cop. That's him. He probably knows someone in his family that was a cop, or he actually hung around a cop for maybe 2 months, did ride-alongs and saw like how they conducted themselves and took whatever stories and experiences they had and implemented it into that character. So pretty much that's what method acting is, creating that character and then staying in it. So some people do that a lot. And you don't ever want to compromise that by saying an extra, having a conversation with the main actor, and then it throws them off. But you also never know what someone else might say to the main person. So you just say, you know what, because it's uncontrollable, you don't know what lengths it can go to. How about you guys don't say nothing? And if you do say something and we find out you said something, you can get in trouble. You might not be on another set. So then it just sets that boundary to protect the main actors and then protects the production company so work can go on as they need it to be. But there's some actors that are really cool. I've been on set with Adam Sandler. Every time they yelled cut, he just looked at me and just was like trying to play around all the time, like making goofy faces. We laughing, we joking. All right, be serious. And action. Like, so it depends. Some people are really cool. And there's some people, if you speak to them, I've been on set with, I can't remember her name, but I probably wouldn't even say it right now anyway. I remember being on set and she legit just was like, the extras were like talking about something like around her. And she just was like, can you please shut up? This is why you're extras now. So in the moment, I'm like, dang, why is she, that's rude, right? It was rude regardless. But maybe she was having her method acting moment and it was triggering her and distracting her from doing the job that she's being paid to do. Now, should someone else have said it? Yeah, probably. You know what I'm saying? But she ended up saying it. So I was like, this is a very interesting experience because I can see why they say don't speak to the actors. Even though no one was speaking to her, it probably threw her off. You know, and for some people, when one thing gets thrown off, it throws off everything else. So, but to answer your question, is it a good practice? I think it's a good practice, but I think, you know, fill out the situation.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
You like fill out the situation. If you see someone is really like busy, don't go and talk to them. If y'all are making eye contact and they're like doing goofy stuff, you could do goofy stuff back or something, you know? But I think other than that, probably don't try not to go out of your way to say anything. If it's like, yo, y'all cut and they're about to break down the scene to go to another scene or something, you may have like a time. Like the first day I was on set for Power, I seen someone say after we were wrapped, they went up to Omari Hardwick and said, hey man, something like this person knows you. They had some type of mutual or something. And he was like, can I get a picture with you? He was like, yeah, man, for sure. They took the picture real quick and then he left. And I know there was a whole debacle with him being out with his family, and I remember the Shade Room and everybody posting about it saying he's rude in person. He doesn't take pictures. I was like, my first impression of him, he took pictures with somebody. I didn't ask for a picture, but also how does that look as well? You know, now do all the extras want pictures? Now you're sitting here taking, who knows, 100 pictures. So I think it's good practice to just, you know, keep the boundary there. Just to protect the main principal and leads, Yeah,
that makes sense. Okay. So, you know, we spoke about you being on set and certain things that you learned, you know, as far as like filling out the situations when talking to like principal actors and stuff like that. So that was, you know, one of the lessons that you learned. So what would you say is one of the biggest lessons that you learned on set?
Ooh, one of the biggest lessons I learned? I feel like stay in the moment and just always be prepared. Like as much as you can. There's always gonna be things that don't go your way, and that's fine. It's how you move in that moment. But I feel like if you always show up as your best self, that's the biggest lesson that I've learned being an actor. And even for me, like knowing my lines, if I know I have a bunch of lines it's important for me to practice that, learn that, and present it the day of to make everyone's job that much easier. Now, my scene partner, he may know all his lines or she may know all her lines, and I don't know mine. Now we have to sit here and I'm throwing off her chemistry or his chemistry, and I'm making it way harder than what it should be.
Yeah.
So my biggest lesson would be always come prepared no matter what. Like, practice legit makes perfect.
No, that's fire advice. I have a part B to that.
Okay.
So then now, what advice would you give actors that's trying to break into the industry?
The advice that I would give actors to break into the industry is just be free. Try everything. There's so much to learn. There's so many people to meet and network with. You never know who's gonna be who. I also feel like it's a small world at the end of the day. So whether it's, hey, go be an extra on this set. If you're starting off, the easiest thing is be an extra. Just go apply. Go on Actors Access, go on Backstage, go on casting networks, and just apply the stuff that fits you, like whatever you think it is. And then it's not just about TV and film. I also think you can learn a lot from doing commercial work as well. Yeah. That's more of an easier day for some people. Like for me, I like being on commercial sets. It's less people. It seems like it's more easygoing, and it works out perfectly. And then the money is great. You could be just starting out. My first commercial I ever booked, that wasn't being an extra, let's say, I got paid $3,750 as the main person, and I didn't have any experience being like a leading person. I didn't have to speak. They just wanted me to act. It was like,
where did you apply for it?
That was on Casting Network.
Okay.
Yeah, that was on Casting Networks. And that, again, that's something that opened up my mind to other things too. So I'm like, this is the most I've gotten paid doing acting. As for a commercial, it's only 5 of us on set as far as like who they booked. And it was just an easygoing day. I legit, I don't know what it is with me, like first impressions, but like as soon as they was like, Dustin, we need you. My first take was the best take. And they were like, that was perfect. That was fine. Everyone else, they were like, can you do that again? All right, can you do this? And the first time, perfect. So I was legit done. I was on set for 12 hours, but I think it took me, let's say, an hour in total of me actually doing something.
And the rest is networking.
Yeah, the rest was networking. I snacked at Crafties and I was chilling, but it definitely opened up my eyes to a lot. So that's what I would give, the advice I would give aspiring actors or anyone wanting to act. Just apply to castings, see where it lands you. Talk to people on set, like I'm talking about your peers. Talk to, like, hey man, like how long have you been doing this? Right.
If closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah. What do you know? What type of experiences you've had? Are you non-union or are you SAG? And you just start to find, like, what? How did you get here? Like, did you book it on your own? Do you have an agent? What agency you're a part of? Oh wow, do you like them? What are the pros and cons? What would you say was your best gig that you booked? Yeah. So there's so many conversations to be had, so much networking. And for me, like I said, I started doing skits and then I started doing acting. So I was producing, directing, and writing my own skits. So me going on set helped me with directing, producing. I could do that. Oh, I could do this. I was wondering how you do that. That's where I could say cut and then we could, oh, shoot. So it definitely opens up your eyes to a lot and it definitely helps you be knowledgeable. But yeah.
So before we do the reaction to Dustin being in 435 and the dope scene that he did, I want to talk about Unexpected Love. Okay. So, for the viewers, can you just explain what the show's about?
Yeah, so Unexpected Love is a reality dating show where we'll set up one person to go on blind dates with 3 contestants, let's say, and they'll have conversations. We'll have, like, we can either have cue cards, set up questions if just in case the conversation is dry, but they can have open conversation as much as they want, and it's timed. Let's say 10 minutes they have a conversation, and right after they're done having a conversation, we basically say, okay, we send one of the contestants back, and then we do confessionals, like, hey, what did you think of the date? Ask the bachelor or bachelorette, what did you think of the date? And then we give them the next date, and they do that pretty much 3 times. And then we bring all the contestants back at the end, and then the bachelor or bachelorette then gets to choose who they want to, quote unquote, go on the second date with. And they at that point they also have the opportunity to, if they are having like issues like I don't know who to choose, they can then also ask questions at the end to help them decide.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's what unexpected love is. Just pretty much finding love blindly, unexpectedly.
And where can we find this?
So right now we have it on YouTube. This summer we're gonna be doing more episodes, so be on the lookout for that.
The link will be in the bio, so you can check it out.
Yep.
But that's dope. I think that it's important as just a person in the film industry, period, to wear different hats so you can understand how to do different things. So for you to be an actor here, a producer here, director here, I think it really opens up your palette and your experience just in this field. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So this is I think this is probably like maybe my favorite part of this interview right here is getting your live reaction.
Okay.
Listen, we haven't seen this footage in so long. And I just recently seen it like the other day, and like I'm proud of you, my brother.
Really?
I'm proud of you.
I'm excited to see what scene this is.
I'm proud of you, my
because
brother.
all I have is memories in my mind.
So,
like I don't even remember every scene that I've even done, but I want to see what scene you chose.
Okay.
I want to know why you chose it.
Okay. All right.
But we can watch it first.
Watch it first?
Yeah, let's. Well, I don't know. It's up to you.
right, let me explain it.
Without giving it away, I guess. Nah, let's just watch it first, and then you can explain. Yeah.
All right. So we call the scene the laundry day.
Laundry day?
Laundry day.
Okay.
All right. Let's watch it.
So do you go to church?
Why are you trying to save me?
Yeah, I'm trying to be an angel. Save the last dance for you. Come to my party this Friday. Come through and get blessed.
Gospel party's not my thing.
For me.
Friday?
It's Friday.
All right. I'll see you Friday.
Oh, you like turning things on, huh?
Just a little bit.
All right, so how about you put your number in my phone? All right. And I'll give you a flyer because, you know, you're special.
Special.
I'm weak. You're special.
Yeah.
Friday.
Friday.
Last dance.
Last dance. See you later. Yo, this shit's still going?
Yo, what are you doing?
What?
That's my shit.
Oh, you should have came and got it then if that was the case.
Bro, this shit is still wet.
Okay, that's not my problem. I gotta wash mine.
Yo, that's not cool.
Yo.
That's not cool.
Alright, how about this? I'll make it up to you. Come to my party this Friday.
Yo, whatever, man.
Asshole. Yo, I'm weak. Yo.
That was what. So
That's a throwback.
Yo, but it was for me, it was like the comedic relief. It was just, I don't know, it just felt really like in the vibe of like college. Like I just loved watching it because of it. It made me go back to the days where I was in like the laundry rooms and just seeing the stupid shit that would go like on during in like the laundry room and all that. So it was like,
yo,
when I seen that, I was just like, yo, I have to show this.
Nah, I'm weak, bro. That's a funny.
Yeah,
that was a funny day. So one.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask. What was going through your mind during that scene, like?
Okay, what was going through my mind during that scene?
Yeah.
Well, for one, it wasn't my scene.
Oh yeah, was it?
It was not my scene. This was not written for me in the script.
Yeah.
So I remember this day because I left work, I came to set, and I was like, dang, I don't have enough time to. I was like, I'm not gonna have that much time to practice my lines, so I have to be like on some real like and like try to remember it as much as possible because I knew I still had like another, maybe let's say like another hour or two before we were gonna film my scene. So the person that was supposed to be in this scene ended up missing like their train or something like that, and they weren't gonna be there on time.
Yeah.
So the director asked, "Can I do it?" Right? So I'm like, yo, I'm trying to memorize my other lines. I was like, let's just wait for him because I'm like, I gotta prioritize my scene.
exactly.
How am I gonna take somebody else's scene when I got my, and then what? I'm gonna mess up on my scene. So I'm just like, nah, right? They just like, yo, look, how about this? You could just improv the whole thing. I said, first of all, that's even worse, right? Because I'm like, I was like, yo, so basically they convinced me and I said, all right, I'll do it. So I'm just like, yo, what am I even gonna say? I love improv though. Don't get me wrong. I love improv.
Yeah.
Like I love an improv session. But I'm just like, yo, I don't know the girl in the scene. You want me to
chemistry.
do what? Yeah. And then it's like, yo, like y'all pretty much gonna have to be flirting. I'm like, I don't even know how am I supposed to flirt? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No
you
chemistry,
can't.
nothing.
Yeah, I'm just like, you can't just be like, yo, go flirt. First of all, do I look like somebody that just know how to flirt with anybody? Nah. But I was just like confused.
Yeah.
And I was just like, because I just also wasn't, again, like I talk about preparation, I just wasn't ready for anything because it literally just came to me 2 minutes prior. So we go through, let's say we did 3 takes, because I don't remember how many takes, but let's say we did 3. The first one, sorry, let's go back. No. We did 3 takes, right? The first time, whatever I said is whatever I said. I don't remember what I said. Because all they told me was like, pretty much just get her, you have to get her number and basically invite her to your party. But we need this scene to be however long. First take, I don't really know what happened. They were like, it needs to be better, right? So I'm like, first of all, you throwing me into some fire, and then you basically saying, yo, bro, you ain't got no game. You got to come harder than that. You really think you going to get a girl like that? So I'm just like, yo, what's with the disrespect, right? So I do it a second time. They're just like, nah, that ain't it, right? So I was just like, yo, now I'm like, I'm embarrassing myself. Yo, I don't know how to talk to people, like talk to like women, like, right?
Nah.
Like, what? Like, dang, am I corny? Is this cringe? Like, that's the vibe I'm getting. I'm like, and I know that's how it's being played to camera. So I'm like, damn. But even in the worst case scenario, whether that's true or not true, I'm like, it doesn't seem genuine. And that's where I took it. It doesn't seem genuine. So even the girl like in the scene that's like taking the laundry basket and walking away, she was even like, yo, you gotta be like blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dang. So everybody's giving me like their take on how I should speak. So I'm just like, all right, the third time, I guess third time's a charm. The third time, it was way more genuine. I remembered the conversation her and I had, the girl that I'm talking to in the scene, her and I had, and I don't think it was just in this one, but her, well, I'm not going to say this part because I don't know if it's still a thing or not. Like, whoever her boyfriend was at the time, I pretty much used it in a way to connect with her, like from something that I had asked her prior. And I think that's what made it genuine. And it just like clicked, at least in my head. Like that's what it was for both of us as actors. Like that's what clicked. And it made it genuine in that instance. That everyone was like, yo, that was so much better. That was great. Oh my gosh, thank you. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, wow, it really worked. So that also taught me when it comes to doing improv, take real stuff. Not just like, yes, it could be made up, but depending on what it is, now I can have more of a prepared approach to improv if that was to happen again. So that's what was going through my mind. I was just like, yo, me and this person never had any like on camera chemistry.
Yeah.
We never was in a scene together. I think I met her that day, probably 20 minutes prior. And I was like, all right, I guess. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the importance of like chemistry reads.
Correct.
That's the importance of table reads and things like that.
Yes.
So to get a scene that wasn't mine, but it still ends up coming out good, and the director liked it, obviously you liked it, and that's why you're showing me today, just shows a testament to like how deep you can go into acting, and just doing whatever feels right to you. But like the main thing out of that was it has to feel genuine. And I think when it comes to acting, all these TV shows, all these movies that we watch, people look at actors and go, man, I could do that. Like, that's acting.
Yeah.
Or someone invokes emotion into you where it's like, man, I hate this guy, or I hate this girl, I hate this kid. Why do they? Why? Because that person's really good at making it genuine.
Correct.
That person may not really be like that in real life.
Correct.
Total opposite.
Yep.
But they made it genuine.
Yep.
So that's what I took from it that day and in that moment.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that was a big gem, you know. And the reason why is because that wasn't something that you could have been taught, you know what I'm saying, in a classroom. You had to actually use your past experiences to figure out how you can make this moment real genuine. And that was finding a bridge to get between you and your partner, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like you said, even for me, you know, watching this and, you know, knowing the backstory to this, it helped me understand as well too that like I needed to prepare the team more by having chemistry reads, by having table reads, you know what I'm saying? As a first time showrunner going into this and a writer, I'm so excited to see it happen, but I'm not taking the precautions on the back end to make sure that once we get in front of that camera that we're gonna be good. So I'm happy that you know, it sounds like you gained another level of excellence on the set as well too, as far as like just being thrown into the fire.
No, for sure.
You know,
I really did. And even everyone that I acted with in different scenes and just spoke to, it definitely helped shape me being a better actor as well. So without me going to that many classes, or I think even at that time I wasn't even taking any classes. I probably did like one improv class or something. But and probably within like the last, let's say 4 years, I probably went to like 4 or 5 classes.
Yeah.
But that definitely taught me a lot. And the thing with chemistry reads, it matters a lot because if these 2 people or 3 people, or even in this story, we're a group of 6 people. I remember we did have one scene with like 6 of us in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is a lot. Because that's a lot of chemistry that needs to happen.
Exactly.
That was, like, in my experience, like a struggle for me.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, there's a lot going on. But the chemistry reads are definitely important so people can at least have some sort of like camaraderie or, you know, experience just feeling familiar with one another and how their energy is and things like that.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of people like to describe acting like scene partners as like dancing, you know, like it takes 2 to tango.
Yeah.
So, you know, I take a step back, you take a step forward, blah, 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 whatever. So I think it's also that as well.
All right. So we just seen the scene with you playing James at 435. So a little background story about James. So James is one of the youngest out of the guys that he's a part of, you know, as far as the 435 crew. And he's coming from Brooklyn. You know, he's coming to BSU on a partial football scholarship, you know, and essentially he gets a season-ending injury that he now has to determine which way he wants to go. And where he starts is not where he finishes, you know. At first, it's all about me. And then eventually he understands that he has to be a part of something bigger than himself, you know? So I wanted to know, with you, how do you relate to that? And how do you relate to the character? And also, this is like a part A, part B, part C. But also part C, what did you have to do to prepare for the character? So the first thing is, how do you relate to him?
Okay, how do I relate? I think what I got from James's character is him being like a goofball. That's me all day. Like, I became a class clown in the 12th grade. Like, I was so late. Yeah. Like, it wasn't like I always was like a class clown. But so I felt like I related to him in that way. And the fact that I'm a goofball, I may not be the youngest out of like my friend group, but people would always look at me like I'm the youngest. Like, yo, bro, grow up. Like, that's all I hear. But it's like, I could be serious, but I'm also like, I just rather play around. Yeah. So I definitely related to it in that way. I never played football or like basketball, like seriously, like on the team for like my school or anything like that. But I would feel like I always had like athletic genetics. So I can already see like how it would be if I had to be like on like a team or anything like that. But him having a season-ending injury and him just going through that, man, it was all about me, reminds me of like a story my dad will always tell. Like, because before my younger brother was born, I was the youngest.
Yeah.
Technically. So, you know what I'm saying? And then 2 years later, he comes. So my dad said once they brought my brother home from the hospital, I legit, like, they were like holding him. I legit just slapped him. Like, so he, like, my dad always tells it, and he would laugh because I think in that moment he realized, like, wow, this guy thought it was about me. And it's like, yo, nah, it's bigger than that. Yeah. And then even to fast forward, like, for the rest of my life, he always would tell me, like, when I was younger, like, yo, always be there for your brother no matter what. Always, like, it's essentially, it's always bigger than you. Like, be responsible, do this, do that, like, in ways to carry myself. You know what I'm saying? And I think that also helped me relate to his character. Like, things are bigger than me. It's bigger than what I may feel in this moment. It's bigger than what I'm thinking about, you know? And I may want to fix something that only pertains to me, but on a bigger scale of things, this is better for, like, say company, like the company, if everything was like a part of like our job or something. Like, so I relate to him in that way. And obviously, like, having a season-ending injury, I can only imagine the person who James is based off of had to go through some sort of depression and changing the way he thinks and moves. So I could definitely say I went through that for sure. Like, okay, what do I want to be in life? I can't do this. Now, what should I be doing here? And for me, like, school was my main thing. You know, that was my sport. I was going to school getting 3.7s and in grad school like it was nothing. But then once it was time for me to graduate, I remember this is the only time I would say in life that I legit felt like stress. Like, I'm not like a stressful person. Like, I don't stress that much. Like, I'm going to go, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to be good. Nah, it ain't that bad yet. Nah, it ain't that bad. This was the first time I was like, yo, hold up. I got to be an adult. I really do have to grow up. Damn, I'm going to have to get a job. And I'm going through like so many emotions. And I'm just like, yo, what's going on? And then I had to really figure out, like, all right, I'm about to go get my doctorates. Okay, that's going to take, what, 4 years? Then what? What else am I going to get after that? Another one? Like, I was like, I can't keep going back to school and just being in debt or whatever the case may be. So I have to pivot. But to me graduating was like my season-ending like injury. So I had to pick that as like a parallel and say these things could be the same. It doesn't literally have to be the same, but I can have empathy for how that was for him because I know how it was for me. Even though we didn't go through the exact same thing. Correct. So,
and once again, that's you building a bridge, you know, to connect. You know exactly. What I'm saying? So that makes sense.
Yeah, what were your other questions? Sorry.
I forgot B. But C was, how did you prepare for the role?
Oh, how did I prepare for the role? So taking experiences like that, I think also just bringing my goofiness and obviously reading the script, and great script, by the way.
Appreciate you.
Great writing.
Thank you.
It made me really feel like I was around y'all when y'all were in undergrad. But just reading it and then seeing like how can I make it fit me, and that's another thing with like acting. Like, yes, the writer can put the words on a page, and sometimes the actor may be like, the way I created this character now, it doesn't seem like they'll say maybe something like this. You know, and it could be something like slang. It could be just the way you wrote it.
Exactly.
Like the thing that you put at the top of the front of the sentence, I may put it at the back of the sentence to make it sound a little more like genuine. You know what I'm saying? Quote unquote. So, but I also spoke to the person that it is actually based off of. He gave me a lot of great insight. For me, I like asking a lot of questions because I truly just love learning. And whether I may use the information or not, like, it is what it is. Like, and it's, to me, I'm just like, I love an open book. So if it's like, hey man, like, at what age did you do this? Like, even beyond before you got to college, when you lived in Brooklyn, you know, like, how was it growing up? Did you have both parents? How long were they married?
Yeah.
Were they always together? Was it this? How many siblings do you have? What was like the biggest thing that happened to you in a child that changed the way you think?
Exactly.
What was like so many things that you probably didn't even write about?
Exactly.
Shoot, some things you probably didn't even know about
Exactly.
him. These are the type of questions I want to ask.
Correct.
Because I want to know where I could take it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
To make it, to build that, again, that's method acting, to build out that character as a full-blown person. Like this is an actual person.
Exactly. You're building an avatar for this person.
Exactly.
You gotta think. Some people even go down to even thinking about what this person eat for breakfast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, what do they eat? What's their diet like? Do they work out every day? Is it just genetics?
Correct.
All right, why did they pick football over basketball? Why is this different than that? So it just depends. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It really just it just depends. So that's how I would say I prepared for it as far as this role. And then also because I feel like I already had like people always ask me if I played football.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was like I already had like the football, the build for it.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, just talking to him and then like just seeing how other people were on set. Whoever I had to share the screen with, just kind of like picking their brain. Like I'm already goofy, so my character's like, my character's goofy, I'm goofy, so I'm like, I already know I gotta play around a lot.
Yeah.
I gotta create like stupid roast sessions. Like when we yell cut, I might be roasting people.
Exactly.
But if I see somebody's like, I know they have like a real serious scene that they're a part of, I'm not gonna say nothing.
Exactly.
If I know they have a real serious scene coming up, I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
But if it's like cut and we just chilling, we talking about whatever, I'm roasting. I'm roasting. I might take something from what you just told me
Facts.
about your real life and then put it in in part of my script as improv.
Exactly.
And that may create the interaction from the other person or the reaction. But ultimately, the interaction will be genuine because it's like, yo, bro, what? Like, it's like, yo, this guy's so serious. Like, yeah. They ain't your cut yet, so you better stay in your character, fool. Like, so, but I think it's just all about having fun, and that's just how I prepared for this role.
No, that's fire. And you know, you've had so much time with this role now. I can't wait to see what you do once we start shooting again.
Shoot, me too. I want to see more scenes, man. You got more scenes, man? I bet.
So, I have 2 more questions for you.
All right, bet.
Next question. Why should people be excited to see 435?
People should be excited to see 435 because it's a coming of age story. I think and it takes place in college. So to me, I believe college, those years at least, that's your pivotal point in life. Like you're not in high school anymore. You basically get a fresh restart. Say you were in high school and you hated high school. You hated the mean girls. You hated the popular dudes. Whatever. You got bullied.
Yep.
This is your fresh restart into like adulthood. This is like pre-adulthood. Some people get to go away to school and they get to live on their own for the first time and they're 17, 18 years old. And by the time you're done, if you go all the way through, you're 21, 22. So you just, for the last 4 years, you were independent and you had to figure out how to maneuver every single day. And if you had fun during college, or you didn't go to college, but your cousin went to college and you always was showing up on their campus, like this is for you. Like you get to take a look inside people that just have fun. They doing what they get to do. And a lot of these people really, that the characters are based off of, moved on to being somebody in life. You know what I'm saying? So it's an inspirational show at the end of the day. Because you're going to see the beginning from where they started and then seeing how they are in real life and go, whoa, that was the outcome? Yo, I'm motivated. I'm inspired.
Exactly.
This is crazy. It's not about where you start. It's about where you, like how you finish. You know what I'm saying? And some people could always finish bad and go through a phase of having great stuff. So it's just like, yo, but these people took the stories that this is based off of, these people really took nothing and made something out of their lives. And I think just seeing that come forward is why people should watch it. Like people need to see like, yo, this is what I went through. So people can see it, be inspired, man. I truly believe that.
No, I appreciate that, and I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? But that's how we feel about it too. So I'm just happy that you was able to really, just say that from the heart. You know?
No, facts. Like I told you, I read the script and I was like, damn, I really like. Even while we filming scenes, I'm like, damn, I really wish I went to my own college, but I went to y'all college.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I had fun at my college, but shoot, what would have been different if I went to your to your college? So I think, like I said, people like if you're in high school or whatever, and you're gonna be watching this, wow, that's how I want my college life to be. Mm-hmm. That's a taste of college life. Ooh, I didn't even know it was like that. Exactly. Like this is a preview, and for the people that are in college, they're gonna go, yo, let's make our college lit like this, or whatever the case may be. And people that are outside of college, they're gonna be reminiscing. Yo, I remember, yo.
That's a fact.
People might start putting in comments or sending DMs or whatever, like, yo, tell us your stories about being in college, because that's something that could be implemented too.
Exactly.
Because it ain't like it's far from like the actual truth. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us went through like similar things, and some situations played out differently. But I think it's very universal, and I think that's the most beautiful thing about it. Like, it don't matter who you are, what you are, where you went, where you from. You'll look at it and go, nah, this is inspiring. This is cool. This is interesting. Yo, how they gonna get out of that? Like, even just knowing your stories outside of like what we talked about, like on the podcast and stuff, it's just like, yo, what? Like, you made it through that? Oh shoot, yo! Like, now we get to see how you made it through that, and that's beautiful.
No, that makes sense.
So yeah,
okay. Appreciate that. Real rap. My last question for you. So what's next? What's next for Dustin Mooney Jr.?
What's next?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the only thing with acting. But the only thing with acting is you always gotta wait for somebody to book you for you to know what's next.
Yeah.
You know? For me, I don't like that feeling.
Yeah.
So I like to go out and do for me. So the next thing I do want to do is work on some micro dramas, some vertical series.
Yeah.
So I want to get back into doing skits, but make it more like acting. I want to do episodic stuff, and I want to collaborate with people, especially like this summer, like writers, cinematographers, actors, actresses, and let's just see where it takes us. You know. Like, who knows? Might make a series this summer and it blows up, and somebody might want to buy it. I bet, you know. But it takes that first step of just saying, "Yo, I want to put myself out there. I want to do this."
That's a fact.
And who knows? Maybe I might do 5 vertical series on my own, and that leads to me getting booked on a major movie that's coming. I don't know.
Yeah.
In that aspect, what's next? Only what I could possibly control, and I think just making my own projects until, you know, I get booked for something that's real smooth.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, you know, and I think that, you know, you have the capabilities and the drive to do it, you know, and of course, you know, I want to collab with you too.
That's a fact.
You know, we're definitely gonna make that happen, but I want to give you a dap. I appreciate you, my brother. So this is the first episode in Active Spotlight. This is on Dustin Mooney Jr. My name is Goblin Borte. See you for next time. Peace.
The Creator's Edition. The Creator's Edition.